Alright, welcome back to another PvP Pet Battle video. This is Lenica and I'm joined here by Nathan. We're going to be doing a fun little set of battles here with an assign a pet theme, and if you haven't seen it already, the way it works is I'm going to choose a pet, I'm going to assign it to him, and he's going to do the same for me at the same time. So we're going to start off when we create our teams by knowing what one of the enemy pets will be from our opponent. And that is, of course, the pet that we assigned. And the rules are we're going to just play no Tier 1 pets, so that it's going to be really all just fun teams, and should be a lot of fun. If it's something kind of, on the brink of being Tier 1, like, I don't know, like an Iron Starlet, I'd probably allow that. Trying to think what else I might allow. I might allow, maybe a Dream Whelpling. But, of course, Tarot Claws, Wicked Souls, Or Eater's a tough decision. I mean, I consider him a pretty strong Tier 1 pet. So I would probably say Or Eaters, those kind of pets. And, just in general, we'll just go by my Tier 1 list. If it's on the Tier 1 list, we'll just kind of try to avoid using those. But it's a lot of fun because it's an opportunity for us to just play with some kind of fun pets, and also there's a little bit of strategy thinking about our teams, because of course we are going into it knowing that one of these pets will be, say, a moth, and so we're going to want to counter it with the dragon. But it's a lot of fun mind games, and I'll explain my strategies because, of course, let's say I assign Nathan a moth. He's going to know I'm going to want to counter him with, say, like another fairy dragon or something, and so he's going to then want to bring a humanoid. But then he's going to know I'm going to want to bring an undead, so he might bring a critter. It's so much fun. It's really a lot of fun. So a lot of mind games going on, and hopefully I'll be able to also use this as an opportunity to kind of explain my thought process whenever I make my teams. Today's video was supposed to be a practice round for drop pets, but first of all, drops are kind of tricky. If you go to filter and sources, I think this is just from PetJournal or something. It might just be part of the basic UI. But if you have all of my add-ons, I know you have this. You just go to drop. There's a lot of pets, and some that are kind of surprising. Like, for example, the Falcosaur pets count. The Orphan Fellbat's another one that I'm kind of surprised about, because I guess technically, it's I don't know. It's not really a drop the way I think of another drop, like, the Skunky Elemental. That obviously just drops off of a mob. But the Orphan Fellbat's like a chance to be a reward from a box. So I guess it counts. I mean, we're gonna count it just for these practice battles. But first of all, it's kind of debatable whether it really counts as a drop or not, because I don't even think if you remove the sources and then just search drop, I don't think the Orphan Fellbat will show up. I don't see it anywhere. It's kind of an interesting pool of pets, and also the real problem that kind of exists with this meta. I'll try to start pronouncing it that way. Apparently, it's not pronounced meta. Got that comment, but I don't know. First of all, side note, why is it meta? I mean, it's spelled like beta, but most people pronounce it beta, I think. So that's why I pronounce meta. I don't know. I thought it was cool either way, but apparently it's not supposed to be meta. But that's not important. The important thing is with this mini meta, there is totally filter sources drop. With drop pets, there are a ton of Tier 1 pets. I mean, there's the Nubisath Idol, Bronze Whelpling, you've got the Wicked Soul, you've got the Fiendish Imp, you've got the Death Adder Hatchling. There's probably a rabbit or two somewhere. I know there's at least the Orphan Fellbat, of course, is borderline Tier 0. It's so strong. Highjaw Wisp. There's so many really Tarot Claw, of course. Yeah, there's so many ridiculously strong pets that in order to make a kind of a fun meta with these pets, you have to ban like 15 pets. Like, maybe not 15, but like 8. It's a lot. And then You know, it kind of takes out some of the most fun pets, and there's even some pets like the Black-Fused Bombling that, you know, theoretically, if you have the power breed, it could be a borderline tier 1 pet. A lot of people will consider him tier 1 because he is very, very strong. He's particularly strong if you can throw him with a Righteous Inspiration user, so at least you can't use Merc a lot, but he's still just strong on his own for sure, and basically will destroy any beast team, and do fine otherwise. So yeah, a lot of really, really fun pets, but then, oh, of course, there is the Sneaky Marmot. I mean, there's a lot of really, really, really ridiculously overpowered pets in this meta. So it's an interesting dynamic, but the reality of the situation is I haven't made my teams yet, so we're going to go ahead and do those practice battles later. Most likely we'll be able to kind of show some pets that probably need to get banned. The real difficulty is figuring out what is fair as far as to be banned, but I would probably err on the side of banning more pets than fewer, because there are so many ridiculously strong pets, and I don't want to accidentally forget one and then, you know, have that be all everybody plays. Like, you know, an easy one might be like the Highjaw Wisp. Oh, it's not that good. No, trust me, it's really good. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, but for now we're just gonna do assign a pet. So I'll go ahead and show you how that works. If you're ready, I have a pet already decided for you. Just let me know.
Okay, I got one.
Alrighty, so your pet is going to be the Ashleaf Spriteling. Do you have one?
Ashleaf. I want to say no, but let me look. No, I do not.
Ah, bummer. Let me choose another one. I'm gonna give you legs.
Oh, okay. Do you have Egbert?
Egbert. Oh wait, I think I just leveled him the other day. Fantastic. I have Egbert. Yes.
Another children's wing pet.
Yes, I have Egbert.
Okay. Lady legs.
Sweet. Alrighty. So, and you have legs at 25. Nice. Alrighty. So, I have Egbert, you have legs. Interesting pets to choose, I'll go ahead and say before I mute myself and decide to make my team, because neither of them are particularly strong, and there's several different kind of movesets you could do with them, so countering them, just straight up countering them is a little bit difficult. You don't necessarily want a dragon for Egbert, you don't necessarily want a flyer either. Flyer would probably do well, but and then legs is difficult because I don't know. I think I know what I want to use to counter him, but it's not kind of as straightforward as, you know, you have a humanoid, I need an undead, that kind of thing. So I think this will be a lot of fun. So I'll go ahead and mute myself in Discord. You won't be able to hear me, Nathan, and I'll talk through creating my team. So you won't be able to hear me starting now. And alrighty, so I do know one pet that will really do well, I think. Anything with okay, so the pet I'm thinking of is a Silver Dragonhawk Hatchling, one of my all-time favorite tier 2 pets, and it has Flame Breath. So I'm going to kind of look at what pets have Flame Breath and kind of decide from there. I have the Silver Dragonhawk Hatchling. I have, of course, the Sinjin Fetish, or the Voodoo figurine. Kind of like the idea of using the Silver Dragonhawk Hatchling, though, because I predict he might have a flyer to counter Egbert. So that's the one reason I really like the idea of using him over the Undead. All the Undead is really, really good. It's a tough decision. I do have a Critter, so I guess there's a little bit of synergy if you want to run Rot. Rot, but definitely is a difficult choice. And I typically don't like running like running Flame Breath on the Sinjin Fetish, because that leaves you without a very strong basic attack. So I think I will probably settle on that Silver Dragonhawk Hatchling. I mean, I just love this pet. I probably use it too much, but I really like that pet. Synergizes very well with a lot of pets. You can use a Plagued Blood pet, you can use a Touch the Animus pet, you can use just any other pet with a burn of some sort. Let's see, it is a little bit weak to humanoids, so I might want to run, actually, I might end up using that Sinjin Fetish. That Sinjin Fetish really could do decently well, to counter any humanoids I run into. Trying to think what else I might run into that I could have troubles with. Egbert actually does pretty well against aquatics, so I'd be surprised to see him, and I also have that Silver Dragonhawk hatchling. It's a little bit weak against dragons. So having an undead is really not a bad idea. Because, of course, undeads take weak damage from dragons. Not that I'm expecting to see a lot of dragons. I also need to think about Legs more. Legs has probably pumped Whirlpool and Surge of Power. I'm starting to feel like Feign Death might be a lot better. I'm feeling like Feign Death is going to be my best bet. I want to have a way to dodge those nukes for sure. I am playing a pretty low health team here. Like, I'm averaging about 1400 health a pet, which is not that great, but I can at least remove Whirlpool with Seer Magic, and I can dodge nukes with Feign Death. The real issue I have is that Hiccup. My Silver Dragonhawk hatchling is so low health and has no way to heal himself. But, let me go ahead and sit. But I'm feeling okay about this. Yeah, I like this team. I feel like I'll have a pretty high chance of, being able to make it at least a close game with this team. So, and this is a nice combo. I love the Sinjin Fetish with the Silver Dragonhawk hatchling. They really do synergize quite nicely together. I actually think I did a Seeking a Third with this combo. So, go ahead and unmute myself in Discord. You should be able to hear me now again. Are you ready to battle it out? Alrighty, sweet. So, go ahead and challenge you. I haven't created a name yet for Egbert. He does have a pretty nice name already, and we are seeing a critter and a humanoid already. Let's see what we can do. That Phosphor Rat is really going to counter my entire team very well, so actually Phosphor Rat's tier 1. I'm gonna let it slip, but just so you know, yeah, he is a tier 1 pet. Let's see what I want to start off with here. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Hiccup. That was definitely a big risk, because if you'd brought in that Phosphor Rat, I would have to just swap immediately because of that Call Darkness. Interesting pair throwing this team together. I'm not sure what the Phosphor Rat does besides maybe countering what the other pets might be weak against, but he's definitely a strong pet. Let's see what I can do here.
It's here to counter both your dragon and your undead.
Okay, so you were just predicting the dragon and undead. Gotcha. Okay. I think I want to bring in Egbert. Not because he has a great matchup, but because my other pets have a way worse matchup. So, I think first thing I will do here is go ahead and buff my speed. That way, if you're running Flurry, which I think you like to run, you won't do as much damage. Although, Flurry is not as useful because of Decoy, so let's go ahead and find out what you have. Oh, or not. He's not going to let me know. That leads me to believe he has Flurry, or he would have stayed in to kind of do some damage. Obviously, I don't have such a great matchup here. But I have a fantastic matchup here. There's a dodge. At least he doesn't have counterattack, so... or Counter-Strike, whatever it's called. So I can actually bring in my Dragonhawk hatchling if I want to. Without fear, and he predicted that swap, which is really well played. I want to try to get that rat down quickly. I at least do activate my racial. I take that strong damage, but if I get a triple hit, I can take out that rat actually here. 90% hit chance, of course. Alrighty, and legs is going to come in. That's good for me. Oh, thank goodness that you stayed, that you swapped. Okie dokie. Most likely, legs is going to be kind of tied into using cooldown based abilities, so you can use other types of abilities. There is a surge of power, so that's going to allow me to do some setup here. Most likely, I'm going to bring in Egbert. Go ahead and just hit him with a peck. Go ahead and buff my speed. Oh, you have laser. Okay. Alrighty, and then I will finish you off. Oh, I should have finished you off with an adrenaline rush. That would have been a lot smarter. So, small mistake was made so far. Also, a bit of a mistake in that mind game. I didn't really think you would go for a surge of power because there was always that chance I could swap and take it with someone else. But it's okay. This matchup's terrible for me. Man, you keep swapping like that. Possible howl. Apparently you have pounce.
Whoops.
Thanks for letting me know that. I think I'm just too far behind here. That surge of power was really well played, honestly. And, yeah, that rat's just tearing me apart. Alrighty. Kinda need a crit here, and even then, I think I still can't kill you.
Alright, can we get a nice triple hit? Oh, crit.
Nice.
I was afraid of throwing down my whirlpool, that's why I hesitated, because I knew you would swap into this guy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I brought the Sinjin Fetish.
It wouldn't make much sense to run the rot anyway.
Alrighty, so GG. But yeah, that Phosphor Rat is tier 1. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and try another one. Let me see. I'm going to assign you the Blazing Cinder Crawler.
And I will send you... Do you have scraps?
I think so. Let me make sure I have him leveled. Oopsies. I do. Fantastic. Alrighty. Sweet. Interesting. Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and mute myself and talk through this team. Scrap is kind of lackluster. I'm having a difficult time thinking about what I want to do with him. I've tried to figure out teams in the past, and I just, I could use Consume Corpse with Haunt for a fun team, but there's just way better pets with Consume Corpse, and I also can't use a Haunt pet here for this particular team because all the Haunt pets are, of course, tier 1. I think I want to go Super Bark over Death and Decay. Death and Decay is really lackluster, and I don't predict seeing a decoy from Nathan. So I'm going to kind of take a risk and not have a decoy breaker on my team. Got Bone Bite, of course. Feeling okay about this particular team. I think I still want Consume Corpse, most likely, because it's pretty useful. And then I did assign him that Blazing Cinder Crawler. So an aquatic will do very nicely against that. He's probably going to predict the aquatic, but I do have an undead at least. Let's see here. Hydraling is actually not tier 1. He's not half bad, honestly, against that spider. Don't know that I wanted to use Call Lightning. Might be nice to use it though, just to have diversity in my moves in case he brings a beast. Yeah, I'm feeling okay about that. And then let's see here. What might pair well with that? Yeah, Call Lightning's really not all that good against the Blazing Cinder Crawler. I might not want to end up going with just a straight up aquatic, because that's a little too predictable. Oh, Squirky's actually not tier 1. And he would really do well against the Blazing Cinder Crawler. I'm going to try Squirky. So we have Squirky. And let's see. What would pair well with Squirky? Anything with Dazzling Dance, but I can only use some Dazzling Dance users because Alpine Foxling is, of course, tier 1. I could use Glowfly. I'm probably not going to want to do that. Royal Peachick. Dazzling Dance with Feign Death. I kind of like that. That also buffs that undead speed to be really not half bad. So I do kind of like that a lot. Probably want Quills. And although that really leaves me pretty bad against that Blazing Cinder Crawler, because of course, well, not really. He has I'm not too worried about Brittle Webbing on my flyer. I'm probably not going to even attack him then. Probably do want to go with Rain Dance, even though I don't really have any hit chances to increase, just because a heal is really nice on a flyer. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think that this is the moveset I want to use. I'm kind of considering Bone Prison. Bone Prison's really pretty lackluster, though. Although it does give me a little bit of control. I think the heal's just a little bit better. So, alrighty, so I've created my team. A little less confident in this team, but we'll see how it goes. Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and challenge me. Sweet. So I'm going to be bringing Squirky and the Royal Peachick. Love the Ancient Nest Guardian. Very cool pet. Armadillo Pup. Oh, what'd you say?
I said that Squirky was tier 1.
No, he's not. He's strong tier 2. I mean, he's not tier 1 without Dazzling Dance. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, he's not on my tier 1 list. I put him as an honorable mention.
Oh, Squirky.
Alright, I'm surprised you didn't soak that with your critter.
Oh. I know all about that.
Yeah, I wasn't saying anything because I was kind of predicting that. Alrighty, so that critter is going to definitely counter my undead pretty well, but I might be able to counter his depending on what I chose for my moves. Let's see here. Here, let's go ahead and take some damage, but then deal out some nice damage. He's kind of overcommitting here, honestly. Throwing up that shell shield, that means that he doesn't want to swap. If he does, he kind of just wasted a turn. He could have done damage.
No, yeah.
There's a super bark. That hits really hard.
What?
Does he have claw? Or does he have bone bite? You'll never know. Alrighty, so this is a little bit awkward because I do take damage from brittle webbing, but if I attack him, it is still damage. So it's a tough decision. I'm gonna go for damage before I get brittle webbing on me, and then I might have to swap because I do have a multi-turn attack that's really less than ideal. Alrighty. Squirky, of course, has a fantastic matchup against the Blazing Cinder Crawler. This will force a swap for sure. There's no way you can afford to stay in on that Cinder Crawler. So with that knowledge, I am just going to go for damage. Rather than potentially trying to throw out a stun into the armadillo pup. Alrighty. If he stays in, I'll be able to get out another super bark into his armadillo pup. So he is going to have to bring in that ancient nest guardian. Squirky does have his bubble still up, of course. I'm going to go ahead and stun you so that you can't break my bubble. You're only going to hit one round of it. Squirky is a really strong pet against this guy. I don't know. I mean, he's really strong. I don't consider him tier 1, but he's definitely really strong. Maybe he is, but...
I was hoping you would think I would switch and go for that stun.
Yeah, it was a little bit risky to do that.
Go ahead, throw in the bubble.
Yeah, I definitely want to save that bubble for entangling roots. Squirky honestly might be able to slow this team just about. Alrighty, so his whole one-shot is going to get blocked. Also, for some reason, when Feathered Frenzy is blocked, you don't actually get the buff either, which I think is kind of lame. Alrighty, so I'm assuming you have Infected Claw. Which means I probably don't want to stay in here. Probably.
What if I have Powerball?
That would be a real bummer for Scraps. There's that Infected Claw as predicted. He's gonna have to swap here. He cannot take another super bark on his critter. And he can also heal up to full with the Blazing Cinder Crawler, so that's definitely a good move there. Oh, that crit. That crit is really bad. I'm gonna be able to gimp his heal here.
Scratch squad gotta be so fast. His biggest bane. Undead.
The good thing I have going for me is I don't have to worry about my racial now that your mechanical's gone. Alrighty, so Blazing Cinder Crawler's gone.
No. Oh, he'll kill himself.
I mean, it is beast damage, so I'm not too worried about the brittle webbing. If I get a triple, I should kill you. One or two of them ought to crit.
I wanted to kill one of your pets.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little lame of me, because, I mean, my caveat to Squirky being tier 1 is, well, he's tier 1 with Dazzling Dance, and of course I throw in a Dazzling Dance. It's tough. I mean, I just don't consider him tier 1. Like, I just consider him high tier 2. If he had a speed breed, of course he would be tier 1. But that 292 speed is, he's very easy to outspeed, and once you outspeed him, or have a bubble breaker, it's, or both. He's pretty easy to counter. It's a tough call.
Alright. I think we should get off one more battle and then do you know what.
Oh yeah, we can do some fun games. So we'll do one more. Let me think about what I want to assign you.
I'm looking.
Good, I just had it. Where'd it go? Oh, well, we'll find it. You ready, Nathan?
Yep.
Alrighty, so your pet is going to be the Alarmobot. And what is my pet?
Zoom.
Zoom! Oh, yay! I love Zoom. Alrighty, fun. Do you have a level 25 Zoom, by the way?
Yep.
Alrighty, sweet. So, gonna go with Zoom. That Alarmobot's gonna be very tricky for me to take care of. But, I am excited to get to play this. So, gonna go ahead and mute myself in Discord. And we gotta think of something strong here against that Alarmobot. Zoom is really weak because I don't have a decoy breaker on him. I'm not sure if I want to run Absorb or Charge. I like Charge better. I think it's really fun. And Absorb just makes for a very slow, painfully long battle. So I think I will run Charge and Shell Shield probably. I like Acidic Goo though. I do like Acidic Goo. I just like this build. Shell Shield and Absorb is probably better, and then Slow and Steady is actually pretty fun. Might be able to catch him off guard with a super sticky goo. It's tough. It's a tough one. Because he's running the Alarmobot and he either has decoy or whatever else he has. Oh, actually, no. I definitely want Shell Shield because he's probably running. Well, he has to run either alarm or alert or batter. So Shell Shield's definitely the best move. Still not sure whether Charge is better. I think Charge is better because he might have batter or interrupting Jolt. Oh, I'm a critter. I can't get interrupted. Okay, and then probably Slow and Steady. I am actually going to run Super Sticky Goo basically just to surprise him. Now I have to think of the rest of my team. Okay, so we need a decoy breaker of some sort. Most decoy breakers are tier 1, so the first one that comes to mind that isn't is either a Fel Flame or, of course, the ever amazing Core Fire Imp. Now, he knows that I love using the Core Fire Imp to counter mechanicals, so he's probably going to either predict that and bring an Undead, or Dark Infuser of some sort. So if I can possibly use anything other than him, I am going to think of that, but so far all I can think of are maybe like Nuts or Little Bling. Little Bling's really not half bad, actually. At all. He has a very strong decoy breaker, but that Core Fire Imp just destroys the mechanical in a way that that Little Bling really can't. So I think I will use the Core Fire Imp, most likely. I just have to predict a very strong undead. Fortunately, most of the strongest undeads are tier 1, so he can't use those, but there are definitely a couple of really good options. He might actually use a Shell Shield user, though, which would really mess with my... Bless you. Which would really mess with my strategy. What could I pair well with the Core Fire Imp, I wonder? I love pairing the... I love pairing this pet, oh, there's the Blighted Squirrel. Oh, I mean the Infected Squirrel. That's fun. Okay, so here's a fun team. Infected Squirrel does have a decoy breaker. That decoy breaker, of course, is Stampede, but Stampede's really one of the worst decoy breakers because you're locked into it. And especially against a great player like Nathan, I don't know if I want to use that. I think I'm better off not using that. What about the Dredge Ghoul? I mean, the one I wanted to use was Spooky Dookie, because I can counter the undeads that I'll run into. And I can heal myself with Immolation and Plagued Blood. He would do really well to use a Spirit Crab, actually, to counter basically my entire team, but I do have that Chomp to really do some nice damage to him. So that's the real reason why I feel like this is... this combo right here, the Core Fire Imp and Ghost Maggot, are definitely a really strong combo together, and can really... has a lot of synergy. I do feel like this is going to be my best bet. Not really a huge fan of using Slow and Steady or Super Sticky Goo, but I have to choose one of them. I think I will use Super Sticky Goo, although I do have a bunch of elemental damage. I am going to go for Slow and Steady just for fun. Alrighty. Okay. I think I've got my team put together. It's pretty strong. Yeah, I think you already know exactly what this... You know I love this team. So I'm going to go ahead and duel you. Let's see if you predicted it. I'm in combat, unfortunately. What's putting me in combat? Try challenging me. Maybe not. It still says we're in combat. It isn't because of the toy, is it?
What's going on?
There we go. I wonder if it was the leash. Alrighty, so I'm so glad I ended up going with the Core Fire Imp. Also pretty glad I'm bringing an undead. What were you predicting? Oh, were you predicting a clone dance?
That's no, not Spooky Dookie. With Zoom and Squirky. One team you had.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay, so we are seeing a Squirky matchup. Core Fire Imp is going to be a god pet here, for sure. So, can you use and abuse him? He's good against all three of your pets, honestly. So, let's see what we can do. Alright, he's going to go straight for damage, getting that triple hit into my Core Fire Imp. That's really smart because he knows that Core Fire Imp is going to counter his team really well. I'm going to go ahead and heal, just kind of dealing a little bit of damage, and then I'm probably going to backline myself. I just don't have the best matchup here. That Dragonbone Hatchling counters my Zoom very well, so I'll probably kind of be forced into bringing one particular pet in. Now, fortunately, Spooky Dookie has a pretty good matchup against Squirky. Not the best, but really not the worst. Spooky Dookie's actually really pretty strong against this entire team as well. So, here we go. There's a liftoff. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring in Boogers. Just because he has a lot of health, I can work with him. I do fortunately have Charge, which can kind of gimp his Thrash hit chance. He did still get a double, which is pretty lucky. But it would have been a triple if I didn't go ahead and go for the Charge. So, Charge is going to really be useful here. Fortunately, I can't get stunned, so that's one nice thing I have going for me. I do, of course, have the Bubble Breaker. It's going to probably stun me. There it is. And he's going to go for damage. It's really smart. Alrighty. Even if he crits here, I should be able to survive. I don't know. That was close. I think I would have just perfectly survived with like 5 health. Alrighty. So... this is exactly what I saved the Ghost Maggot for. This will really force a swap. There's no way he can afford to stay in for whatever this is going to be. Alrighty, and that's just 1 damage enough to kill him. So that bird is gone, which means that Zoom is a little more useful now because that Dragonbone hatchling just countered my Zoom so well. Squirky's still very much a power pet to deal with. Predicting a possible haywire here. Nice. So I'm going to be able to heal up from that. He is locked into it, of course. I almost went with the Moonlight team, and that would have gotten destroyed by Squirky and the Alarmobot. I needed a decoy breaker, and yeah, with that bubble out, I definitely need a decoy breaker, that's for sure. Interesting. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. Is there a stun? Oh, thank goodness. No stun. Yeah, it's going to, of course, force the swap. He knew it was coming. Okay. Now, fortunately, he has no AoE, so I can safely backline Spooky Dookie, no problem. Alrighty. Should be able to activate your racial here. Alrighty. That Squirky is now within kill range of a Ghostly Bite. Oh, and I survived.
Come on.
With 8 health. Alrighty. either way, the humanoid dies or the Alarmabot's racial gets activated. Yeah, I think the Core Fire Imp just countered you too hard. I was afraid of a Shell Shield. Honestly, what I was afraid of was a Spirit Crab, but even then the Ghost Maggot still has a pretty good matchup against you. Alrighty, so he kind of has to decoy here because I have a Ghostly Bite available for him.
Get off of her.
Alrighty, so Spooky Dookie's gone, but I will at least be able to remove that that decoy on this turn. And then, of course, the Core Fire Imp is faster than the Alarmabot. So that was a pretty close game. Very well played for sure. I just, the Core Fire Imp was, it's a little risky running both Bubble and Decoy because basically, if I have a Decoy Breaker, I win. If I don't, obviously, it's GG. Thank you for playing on my side. But, alrighty, I like that team a lot. I don't know if I've ever done a Seeking a Third with the Core Fire Imp and the Ghost Maggot, but they're definitely a very strong pet. I probably should use the Core Fire Imp a little less for these games because, while he's not tier 1, he's definitely high tier 2. And arguably could be tier 1. He's really just not tier 1 because he's not that fast. Like, that's the real issue I had against Squirky, is I was slower than him, and Squirky's not even that fast. But yeah, he's definitely really, really nice for countering any sort of decoy team. I have several teams. Several teams basically just for countering decoy just with the Core Fire Imp here. So one of my favorite pets for sure. So yeah, I like these assign a pet videos a lot. Yeah, so sorry about that. I heard you have to deal with something.
I'm gonna deal with an idiot.
Oh no, sorry to hear. But we can do some fun games now. I'll go ahead and conclude this video so that we can.
The random thing.
Oh yeah, we can try that too. That could be fun. We can actually try that here as well. That could be fun. If you want to just do like one battle. So I guess the way it works is we literally just right-click, put a random pet.
Only one battle?
Well, like we could either do like an entire video of it, or we can just put it at the end of this.
I would like to do an entire video.
Sweet. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and try that. I don't know how well it'll work because it's going to be very random, but it could be pretty fun.
RNG.
Yeah, basically just RNG. So we'll go ahead and try that. But thank you all for watching. We will see you all in the next video.